right, Rom. Stop being ass.
Get that shit.
Wait, that could is so bad. Wait.
What are you doing?
What this guy do?
Wait.
Yo, you're a psycho.
That was like a bad play. I'm not gonna. Looking back at that, was actually so bad. This game, this off spawn was so griefed.
Yeah, this is why when I was telling you, like, you just need to have secondary options, right? Like, you need to be.
My
need to
plan
have-
was like I grabbed the EMPs and I was gonna go to the vending machine for like bigs and stuff. I didn't think he was gonna like look at me right away. That's why I just went.
One thing that I know with Lavish is you can
Mhm.
farm these little pieces
The
right
edges. Yeah, the
Yeah.
edges for like 30 or 40 each, right?
here. Yeah. So farm that no matter what. Like, you're chilling. He's not going to kill you right there. And then also, when you're here, like,
Mhm.
you don't have to go to that. Like, you could just. We'll go back a bit, but. Like, there's wood right below you, I'm pretty sure. Like, you can farm below you. Like, moral of the story is
Mhm.
don't run away. Like, don't have no mats going away. Like, you have to have
Yeah.
something when you're leaving.
Alright.
But this is good that you farm this, and like even still, like you don't have to go in a diagonal path. Like, this guy could pick, like, he could shoot with an SMG and then switch to his AR, and then you're dead. Like, if you're
Yeah.
gonna be here, like, this is good. So you hit this, like, just go straight back. Like, go straight west right now instead of going to the south. Like, go straight behind you where there's more wood, where there's more cover. Like, you know, to your right now is a whole entire building that you could be safe in for 60. Like, you're 60, like right there. That entire building is uncon.
Yeah.
And even if it's not, you have a shotgun, you have a little bit of builds, there's still some mats on the outside. Like, people aren't playing super aggressive in it, so you can play kind of slow and careful. But
Mhm.
yeah, like, you definitely don't want to be. Even this, like, this guy gets an AR from the main building, he can still see you, like, right now. You know?
Yeah.
Still now, like, your back's turned to it and all that. Like, I would just be so cautious.
There's
Of
a
course,
kid
not there's a
here.
kid here, yeah.
I came here for the right hand.
Yeah, I mean, your best bet, like, you don't have an off spawn, like, game plan set up.
Yeah,
And
this is one of my like first times landing at Lavish. I only land Lavish in finals, so it
yeah,
was like one of my first times. So I didn't really have anything set up.
yeah, let's create it. So, like, right there,
Yeah.
you had that opportunity to go to that east building or
Mhm.
west building with the AI on it. Like, that would have got you loot right off the gate. You could have had something rather than running around, because a lot of times these POIs, if you run around too much, you're gonna get caught. So, like,
Mhm.
you have to, like, this is exactly what happens, right? You ran around and you got caught. So you have to play the POI slowly, especially at like a mythic or an over contested spot. You need to play the POI like piece by piece. Like, if you get this main tower right here, that's like, you can see through these builds. You see my cursor? Or
Yeah.
you can't.
No, I can't.
Okay, if you can get this main tower, this blue tower that's like to the left of the 90,
Left
like,
of the 90.
yeah, like on the wall. If you can get this tower right here, then you can like start working your way in. Like, you don't have to run into main building and then work your way out. You should always work your way in and play slower. Like, you don't know how many, there could be people late dropping. There could be like people coming to clean up early. Like, so much stuff can happen quickly. But this saved you the EMPs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure you can still come behind you with that stair being flipped.
Yeah, I didn't know at that point. Yeah, I realized later, but thought it was like fully blocked.
Also, just a side note, like, I would always just be, if it's your last game, especially, like, I would just mute up for off spawn. Like, once you're set, you can talk to your friends and do whatever, but like, you're running the risk of just blowing the last game, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, and you need to hear, like, especially in this new audio system they have, is like, you can hear people crouching. Like, you won't see the visuals, but you can hear them easily. So, like, if people aren't chirping in your ear, you might be able to hear somebody crouch up on your wall, or maybe crouch up this wood stair. But like, you definitely can't hear it. You're playing like, not super paranoid, but like, you're not to be more paranoid, right? Like, you're checking these walls and stuff. But if you were just listening to the game, probably hear all this. And then again, like, going to this, like, I can't tell if there is an objective here, but just make sure
Bars,
in the
usually.
future you have an objective, right? Like, all right, I'm shambles. Now I'm gonna go from the main building in front of the reboot, get this, and then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna push the left side or the right side, because the right side has this potential chest one that no one gets, or this, you know, this little floor loot gap that like no one gets, like, or I'm gonna run around the bottom here and check the floor loot. Like, you can make game plans like this. That's super easy to just like what you're doing. Like, okay, I'm coming in the kitchen here because there's fruit boxes. Like, I'm saying that because I'm pretty sure there are fruit boxes here. Like, for the most time in kitchens there are, right? So
Yeah.
like stuff like that. Like, no one's gonna get the fruit boxes, so I'll get the fruit boxes if I'm shambles. That's why I was telling you, like, you have to create all the what if scenarios for your spot. Like, that's how you get good at it.
Get in, get in, get in. Get in there one more. You're in there. Oh. This kid's healthy. Oh my god, lower that sense in half. Dead. Right, you're dead. Go with the peanut butter. You gotta get some reverse damage. Well, wait, there's two. Wait, there has to be two. Bro, trust me, go can't vault. Trust me, go to the vault. Listen. Put the right hand. Don't box it.
Like what?
No.
Bro, this is not a good peek, bro.
I promise you I did that in finals and I got it on God. They're just gonna have the back.
Do you think they're fighting?
I think he doesn't know the exit.
Okay, something I'm seeing already. Just I didn't want to mention it because maybe it was an accident,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna go back here a little bit to earlier in the clip,
Mhm.
and something that like you're not doing consistently, which it didn't get you killed. You didn't lose damage to it, like, but I just want you to build the habit because I need you to build this habit. It's something that like it will affect you over time. Is closing edits. So like right here, like you went back to the box. That's fine. Like I don't care that you lurked back into the box and left those open. I'm talking about this wood cone right here in the brick floor. You're kind of going back in here and you're lurking, and this is why like I didn't say it right away because I was like, okay, maybe he's
Oh,
like,
someone could have looked back on me, right?
not only that, but like this guy now knows that there's a 0% chance that you're in there. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine that guy, like he comes to look for you. He's like, oh, I'm already gonna cross it off the list. He's not in that brick box because why would he leave it wide open, right? You wouldn't. And then the guy fighting the AI, right? He's also gonna look at the box. Here, we'll play it again. And he's like, this guy who's fighting the AI is gonna look at this box and be like, oh, you did close the wall. Okay, but imagine you left that open, right? That guy's like, oh, no one's in this box. I'm good to go. Like, and of course, it is Fortnite, so you could always be in this box still. You could be that guy, but you have to start closing walls. And then it comes down here like a little bit after.
I leave the cone open here. I remember this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like now the guy knows, like he doesn't have to check it. He's like, oh, this is already like, you just wasted your time. Like you wasted, like who knows, right? Maybe the guy lurks and he's scared because he thinks you're in there. He thinks you're in a cone right now, like the cone below you. And you know, he's breaking and he's piece, and then you just come in and boom, you have all the piece already and you just kill him. Who knows? Like always close. And like you have to start closing everything. Oh,
Right.
we're frozen here. There we go. Good kill. Chilling. But it's very unstructured, right? Like it's going to be almost impossible to find consistency in a game plan like this. You know?
Yeah.
Gun preference is up to you.
Yeah.
If you want pump, if you're feeling like you're better on the pump right now, take the pump. Like
Yeah. I'm definitely more confident with the pump.
maybe in a scenario where like you're picking a gun and you've been using the mythic drum all tournament, and then you finally get a pump, like sure, go back to the purple drum, like just so you have some consistency in the way you're playing. Like that would be what would make sense when it comes to picking guns. But also, just like I said, depends on the day. Like sometimes I'm feeling better with a drum. Some days I'm feeling better with SMG when I'm fighting, or AR. It does, like, just things change. I would say it's probably smart to fight this guy anyways. Like, at least look for the opportunity, like what you're
Yeah.
doing now. And like, if you hit him there, sure, don't go for it because now he has, you know, the angle and all this stuff. And then, yeah, like your teammate, you're like the guy in the call saying like, don't jump in. He's giving you just like the basics to not do. But again, like preparation, like I need you from this point forward to create an off spawn plan that's just all the what ifs. That's all it has to be. Just going through the what ifs. Like, you know, you're okay, what if I land and swerve left? It's like, what if you like think about this game, all that I've taught you so far. And then same thing with fighting. Like, what if when fighting mid game, like you can create a document. I can show you, yeah, I can show you what I've done. Let me actually, that's fine. We'll do it another time. But yeah, like just create like a mid game fighting plan. Like, you know, what if I'm Shambles and want the mythic and this, like you can do those things, and or just have like a bullet point. Like it doesn't have to be to the exact scenario that this is, but it could just be something like fighting mid game, like mid game fights when you would high pressure mid game fights, because this is, you know, last game, guy's a mythic, like this is a valuable fight right here. This could change the game.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you're gonna play more pump out, or you're gonna play slower, or you're gonna be thinking about options. Like I wouldn't be too committed to this fight because this could ruin your game or make your game, you know?
Yeah.
Just don't jump in, whatever you do.
Why does Prom have 3 kills? Wait.
Hold on, he's 20. Hello? You have 3 grabs. Go. Grab. Mark the AR. Another. Pump out. Okay, you should jump in now.
Wow, you're a fucking goat, Kaz. You're a fucking goat.
Go back and get
Oh my god! I win.
So I mean, you're doing very basic things, right? Now you're rotating out. Like you probably need to think about goals here with your metal. Also, just for me, like I think that we also have some experience differences. So I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, but like, so you know, I've been in this scenario where like I'm listening to my coach, like he's telling me what to do, and maybe this guy is your coach, or like he's your friend coach, whatever. But from what I'm seeing, he's not giving you enough feedback, and like pre-planning next step. So to me, he's just a friend watching.
Yeah.
But like if you have a coach in your call, he's gonna be telling you, like you're gonna be listening. You know, next game plan. What's your next step? Okay, you need 100 metal. There's a gas station right in front of you. 100 metal. The zone is, you know, moving X speed. He's not gonna tell you the speed, but you get what I'm saying. Like you could easily assume that you could farm up 60 metal at that gas station before the zone hits you. Like it's a slow side of zone. You know, it's a later zone.
I'm pretty sure I was
like,
playing for cash right here. That's why.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can do that. The cache is pretty far though.
Yeah.
But anyways, like these things, when you're not in a call, you can actually execute on your game plan. Like if you're writing this stuff down, you can execute this on the next cache up. Like you can plan out like, okay, look, once you get off spawn, like it could be, again, it doesn't have to be super detailed. You can make it detailed as you progress. So we can start with the basics. After I loot the vault, like just put it in like dumb terms. After I loot the vault, max mats, go zone. Like I'm sure you already have that. You're doing it right now. After loot vault, cache. Like, but you can think about these things more in detail, right? Like after loot vault, you know, come out of the vault, make sure no one's camping the vault. Okay. And then next step is make sure no one's camping like around me on a hill, because you didn't do that this game. Like someone could have been on a hill around you, and you never know. You're getting tracked, right? Like be aware. The next step, okay, now that I'm out of this, where's my whites? I need to get capped up. I'm, you know, minus whatever on whites. And then, you know, next step, metal. Okay, how can I get my metal? Like you're already farming your wood, so you're thinking about that step. But it's like, be super particular with it, and like I said, it'll grow over time. Your game plan will improve. But and these things, like these are core game plan like necessities. Like these are things like map changes tomorrow, I'm good. Like, you know, I'm doing these every time.
Okay.
And
So like if I really want to prepare, I should be getting into more advanced like game plans.
yeah, and like I said, don't worry about going too in depth here, but you can you can create it as much as you want, as detailed as you want.
Do you have like any tips for that?
Yeah, I mean what I just told you. Like
Or just like everything you said? Okay.
yeah, I mean just create a game plan and go by, go buy the game. Like, okay, what if I'm con by one guy? This is what I do. Okay, now that I'm landed, what if I'm uncon? This is what I do. Here's my loot route. Like, let me show you this. Let me do this. Let me show you. Let me screen share. You see my entire screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to chapter 4. Okay. This is the server that I worked on with me and my teammates over chapter 4 and my coach. I worked with Shoko for like half the year last year. So we've got even old day stuff like day notes, right?
Okay.
But I'm going to show you. This is what Shoko, our coach, did for us when he made a game plan. This is his game plan. It's very simple. And if you work with a coach, if you worked with me, this is what I would create for you. Like, right? Like, it's what you'd want, but reading this is not going to help you as much as doing it yourself. So I'm telling you, like, you can look at this. This is old. This is very old. This is, earlier this.
Just screenshotting so I can like read it over later and like make something adjust according to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. So like, imagine, right? You make a game plan, and like you can create your own game plan. I'm not saying you need this. This is like, it's not hard to like. Don't overcomplicate creating a game plan. It's really not difficult.
Okay.
Like I said, dumb terms. I land. If I'm con, I go here. If I'm con, I go here. If I'm uncon, I go here. It's very simple, but I'm going to show you. So you make your dumb game plan, like, which is basically this. Of course, Shoko's very knowledgeable and knows how to make a very condensed game plan. And then you make an in-depth game plan. And this is what I did to learn it and master it better. Because just like in school, we all have learning, like, ways we learn better. But just like in school, for me, I learn better if I write it, if I type it. Like, I need to visually, I need to do it myself. Some people are like, they learn better if they hear it or if they read it. We all have different ways of like studying and learning, and that's all Fortnite is. So here's my in-depth game plan, and this is for Bastion. Like, look to the T here. 3, 2, 1, jump for the bus. Mark guns when gliding in, even on lower floors. Clear, quick communication. If contested, and we get the top drop, and then we go down. If they're contested and they land on the west side. If they're contested and they're on the east side. If we're contested and they go basement. If we don't get the top drop and we're contested, quickly block 2 inches, this and that. Like, all this. Look how detailed this is to the what I'm doing. Be prepared to play quirky angles if you get good loot. It's okay to lurk back on them and try to get a free hit. Look for the timing to escape, to loot more, take tight, catch them off guard, blah, blah, blah. Like, this stuff that, like, yes, you probably like instinctively know what to do, right? Like, I don't have to tell you to like go down to the bottom and build a box, but you're going to still write that because that's like, you want to be detailed. You want to be as detailed as possible. So then we've got max metal, early mid game. Try to get as much surge as possible from north side, but don't force anything. It's important to get cap metal, right? And I'm putting it kind of like these things go. Like, I'm not putting like this at the bottom down here and you're like reading, it's an order, of course. As you go down the game, it's an order. So on most every zone, you should be leaving the POI with around 30 seconds left. Group heals in the south entrance, basement player. Like, I think that if I was to redo this like now, and I'm gonna do this for FNCS, I'm gonna obviously have it written better. Like, this is a younger version of me that's not as great at taking notes and organizing it and stuff like that. So I think that there's better ways to do this, but this gets you an idea of like, look how in depth. And then my late game, of course, my coach is the one who I'm following. So look at this late game plan. And look at this look at this late game plan. It's the same exact thing because I'm listening to my coach. Like, there are a bit of word changes in here, but for the most part, I completely agreed with exactly what he said. And I want, like, he's the one that's pushing this knowledge onto me, so I need to follow it. Like, that's just as simple as it is. If you have a coach and he's telling you how to play the game plan late game, like, that's for you and him to work on, to improve on. And for him, obviously mostly him to improve on. But yeah, look, this is what you need to do. Like, for your off spawn at Lavish, boom. If you're contested, you get the top drop. Where are you going? If he lands, and then like we can go into call outs here. Like, let's say you want to land Lavish. This is Bastion, right? You've got Tower C, Tower, like all this. Like, you need all of this for Lavish. Every single part of this for Lavish. We've got, levels to this. Like, this is literally what I would say to my teammate. And like, you could switch duos tomorrow. I could switch duos tomorrow at Bastion, and I could get him in this Discord, and boom, he'd know everything. He would just have to be, he'd have to study the Discord, which is what you'd want in a good teammate, someone that can be a student of the game. So
this is actually really advanced. Wow.
Yeah, like, this is what you do to make sure that you and him are on the same page. And like I said, if you switch teammates or he can't play or I don't know, like whatever.
Wait, what do you used to like use to draw that, like put the lines and everything?
So this is a program that's called ShareX.
Okay.
Yeah, you can you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So the recording can't see this, but like I can just draw on here, or I can put like a text, and then I can make it as big as I want, and I can change the color, and there's a bunch of stuff you can do. But there's other drawing programs. You don't need to have this one, but I'm super particular. Like obviously I'm connecting the lines and shit. It's very in depth. And then same thing with like loot. You know, you're testing your timings, you're testing your loot routes. There's some other stuff in here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we're going into like the POI stuff here. So like slot berries, right? We know what those are. Like this is a slot berry route. Like I could literally get here to here with nonstop sprint because I had a slot berry route. I would throw the berries down into the ice lake, pop a berry, get to this berry, pop this, get to here, get that berry, and you just go. And this is just me writing all this down. Same with like no build areas. This is something that's probably important with Lavish. Is like, hey, where can you not build? What are good peak angles? Where can you that way your teammate can come in here and literally learn it all in 2 seconds. And then yeah, rotates and surge map stuff and whatever. But that's for creating a game plan and like how to do it at the most in-depth possible stage. And like I said, this is something that you need for FNCS if you want to have the best chance. And I think for any tournament like Cash Cups, like just writing this down is so crucial because you can actually you can change it. Like if I don't like this, I can go in here and I can say, you know what, this didn't work this game. And I did do this multiple times. Yeah. So all right, let's jump back into the recording then. So now you're just rotating dead side, which is pretty basic, like nothing crazy here. You end up getting your cash, like it's cool. I'd watch your feet here because you can get sniped below the floor, and it's not gonna hurt to put a floor.
Yeah.
And also just never stand still when you farm. Like never stand still when you farm.
Mainly with the snipers and everything, right?
Yes, like it doesn't matter if there's snipers in the game or not. Never stand. It's not hard to move.
Mm-hmm.
Also, on this note of rotating, if you're gonna rotate, like let's say, I don't know, you want to cross to the other side of this river here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to grapple, right? Not at least not right now. I don't think you can grapple in the water. So like, yeah, you're just letting the guy know that you're leaving. Like why? Or like the guys in the boat ready to hold you, you're letting him know, hey, I'm coming right towards you. Like you could have just ran down here and then, you get closer to the boat. Now you can grapple. Like you're already so close. You can see the visuals anyways.
Like looking back at this, I should have just boxed up edge. It's like so risky and dumb to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. Right now, it looks like it's fine. This is a little risky because you can just put a stare on him, maybe.
Yeah.
Or you can just play this box right here. Yeah, I know. But you don't have to stand in the open to do that. You could farm it from inside this wall right here, too. Or you could, like, put a wall. Like, you could put a cone and then spray it out, and then eventually you're gonna replace it.
Okay,
or just build another box to your west. Like you don't have to connect to the building that's already giving you nothing.
Is this the right play to wait, or
so I think the right philosophy on waiting or not is partially he's correct, and I'll say that the reason that he's correct, and I don't think he knows this. Of course, situations are vastly different through every game, but I think in this scenario here, and most commonly, like things like it's very similar to this, is like you have to pick. You either leave dead early or you leave late. Like not
very late.
No, not very late, but like 10 seconds on your back, 10 seconds on the clock, about to move. You leave that late. Like
yeah, so like I would leave in 20 seconds, for example.
You'd leave in like 10 seconds from now. Like again, what you're doing is fine. Like you're also just there's also times where you see a pack of people rotating near you, and you also just go to like sometimes it just works. Like sometimes it's a max distance, and you're going like not on schedule from when you normally would go, but everyone's going, so you just go. Like that's fine too.
Yeah.
So it's situational, but yeah, for the most part, like the best way you can treat rotates is like rotating first, like just
Just dead first, go right away.
yeah. And if we go back here, like there's like mental battery, right? I'll bring that up again, but there's no preparation of like, all right, someone's about to pop 6 seconds, get ready to go. 6 seconds, get ready to go. Like there's no like obviously.
That's just stuff I have to practice. Get in the habit of doing.
Yeah, you need to get in the habit of thinking an ABC game, like rotate, like because this like you have your game plan, but you cannot game plan a rotate like this, a zone like this. You can't. It's impossible to know every single zone, and right? It's endless possibilities. So, like you have to create on the moment, on the spot game plans. A, B, C, right? All right, zone pulls north. Option A, I'm gonna go left around this guy's base. Then I'm gonna come right, and I'm gonna blah 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 blah. Option B, I'm gonna farm to this building here. I'm gonna try to wrap my way across to the east here to get across the building here. Going from the inside, protecting myself, whatever. Like you're creating those. Like they don't have to be explained, but you're creating those in your head. Like, okay, option C is I wait, I go late, oh, looks like, I'm waiting, but everyone's going. So like, I didn't do any of the options, but I'm going. Like it's, like it's having those so you can execute them if you need to without like having to think. And then you can focus on this guy's below you or the guys around you or someone's in front of you holding you. What are you going to do? Like think about your rotate before you do it.
All right.
Which maybe you thought about this, but it looks like you just decided to go above because you didn't want to go a little too low, which makes sense. But like you could have planned this, like, okay, like it goes, there's a bridge here. I probably should take the bridge because, I obviously don't want to go down a low ground. And then, okay, now I'm at the trees. So maybe I can find berries. I could drop my grappler or like you can look at this zone and study it. Or, okay, zone, goes in fencing inside of, if I wait a little bit, boxing wood on edge right now, I can get to this building here and farm brick inside zone. Like, right? Game plan. You're like, you're thinking ahead of these moments, preparing. And then I always just suggest using brick here. Like no point. So much
use metal.
Yeah, definitely use brick. And don't box. Like metal is okay because you literally box on top of a guy, but brick, just use brick. Like you're not gonna farm metal anywhere. And then as soon as you're done fighting this guy, switch back to wood. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, I mean, you just wasted 100 brick for what? Like literally no one shot even near you. No one sprayed you. Like brick is just as good. Right? ABC preparation. Like, okay. Like these guys are telling you to do random shit that doesn't even matter because the zone's popping in 2 seconds and none of you guys on the call have prepared for the game plan of what could happen in this zone. Like imagine it pulled the way you're looking right now, which obviously it didn't, but like, it's so simple. Oh, look, like there's builds in front. I can go to these builds. If there's a building I can play, like there's trees. I can maybe build on the tree and farm my wood back. Like,
okay. So like instead of thinking of like stupid stuff, I should try to
Yes.
focus on rotates.
Yes.
Like stay more concentrated. All right.
Which it's impossible to stay fully concentrated when you have 6 guys in your call and you're screen sharing. So like you're lagging and
And I'm recording too, so
yes. It's better to play the game yourself, try to execute your game plan the best possible, and then to come back at the end of the day and say, hey, it didn't work. Let me see what I can change because I have it written out and I can literally switch it on the spot. Like that is like way better than having a live coach like mess up and then look back.
like I should try to be more confident myself to do the rotates myself instead of like relying on
Yes.
somebody else
Yes.
that doesn't even know what they're doing.
Yes. But seriously, like now you have zero preparation. Like you're just going. You're balling.
I'm just like free balling, yeah.
Yeah, which it's Fortnite, so it works a lot of the time. Again, also you're rotating using brick, right? So you're just wasting precious hard materials, and then you're boxing. Now you're like on a random layer, using metal, kind of risking it all. Yeah, just look at all the metal you're wasted. Like imagine that's wood, and you're out of
I
metal.
just wasted like 200, like
You
almost
wasted
100
500
metal.
You wasted 500 metal without even going to moving zone. You're out of 500 metal. Could have been wood. Could have been half brick, half wood. You could be 250, 255 right now. or more. Like if you didn't, if you planned the rotate and you didn't waste, you could add a bit more metal too if you didn't waste the metal there. If you planned the rotate, like, yeah, I mean, dude, we can go down to the moving zones. Okay, I have grappler, so that means I have to get elevated. Like I cannot play low ground. So of course you did, but I'm saying like those are scenarios like you can easily create those. I have the berries this game. That means I have to get elevated. I have to, or if I'm on low ground, I have to get ready to play an edge. I can't be in the middle surrounded by everybody because I know I'm just gonna get pumped on the rotate. Well, let's just keep playing. Let's see how it goes. Switch to wood here. No one's telling you to switch to wood. That's free. You should definitely connect.
I should.
Yes.
Okay. That's
And
what I was doing. They were like,
you didn't even connect there, by the way. So
yeah,
you're
I
only
know,
up by
I
one more.
know, I know. I didn't know this.
Also, an easy way to connect is just like, we'll go back here a bit. Like, let's say you really want to connect to this guy right below you.
I can like ramp, like
just ramp
reverse ramp.
downwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you'll have an easier way to connect without having to drop. Also, like, think about playing a bit of a side. Like in duos, you definitely want to play a side of zone, like that. Like
so you can
actual,
like have a right hand with the spray, right?
yes, but hold on. I'm saying a bit of a side. Like you're dead center. Like just one tile to the right or left.
Someone can like sneak on me, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're just losing angles. Like, but if you play all the way on the right, like where this metal cone is on the bottom right now, where this brick cone is on the bottom right, like that's too far to the side, and then someone can, be in opposition on the other side. He can like build up, crank 90s. Now you're kind of at a stalemate. So I'm saying you don't want to. You're dead center. You could just go one to the right now, like right where right where the wood cone is at your knee. You could just go right there, like over one, like
yeah. Should I just have bought this kid or just keep spraying?
No, just keep spraying. Win is everything. You're doing good.
You'll see what happens shortly. Actually, so it's bad.
Also, I'm gonna show you. Do I have my game launched? Okay, I'm gonna show you something that I want you to do.
Alright.
This is what my coach told me a while ago, but that's like still a very core mechanic that like you need to be doing in this games, and it doesn't look like it's something that's messing you up, but well, actually, maybe not. Maybe it would have helped you. Also, you know what's crazy? This guy comes up because you got chopped out, and the guy was telling you to not chop or to not connect.
That was such a bad play.
Yeah, even people telling you in a call it's a bad play. It's just not like, dude.
Like so.
Look, there's the guy shooting you out. That's the guy who went for it. Like, imagine you just connected, which he told you not to do. I'm gonna show you what I want you to do for height going forward. Let me switch to game. Let me switch this. Okay. It's very simple stuff. Let me load into a match. So firstly, that was third moving from what I remember. And so
That was fourth.
Fourth?
Yeah.
Okay, either way, it's a slow moving zone. So you don't have to be front there. Like that's not the goal. The goal is to still put pressure. Like that if someone was just screaming in your ear, spray, 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 spray the entire time, like there you go, you're winning the game. But like I forget what Choco called it exactly, but it's literally the most basic thing. It's just like you're up on height, right? And it's just actually I think it just called a two cone shoot. Like let's say zones on my back right now, right? Like I'm spraying. Let me turn this out a bit. I'm spraying. Oh whatever, I dropped down there. Spraying, right? Zone's catching up, spraying. You're just two cone spray. Like this is all you have to do right there. Spraying. Okay, you're not coming up. Like no way. Okay, two cone spray. Like you're just like you're putting these in storm ahead of you, right? This is zone right here. Two cone spray. You're not doing this. And then like look at all the time you're not spraying, right? Like all this time right here.
That's when somebody's chopping me, right?
Yes, 100%. So you're just. We'll go back and just slow it down. It's just you're just building cones. You're spraying cone, spraying cone. Like okay, goes this way. Like you know, you're just because cones reach further, right? So you can go deep and stormier from there and spray. Right? Just two cone spray. So just two cone spray. Two cone spray. And then yeah, I mean obviously you just connect a bit, like two cone spray, you know, maybe throw up another connection point. Like connections are very important. You had that game in the bag there. Of course,
yeah,
like
I thought.
don't I wouldn't harp too hard on it because you could always have that moment where the guy comes up with a mythic pump and 6 medkits, and you know, or you have height and the guy below you has 5 floppers and 6 medkits and somehow has a med mist, and like you know, just like anything can happen. So don't reap on it, like don't harp on it too much. It's not the biggest deal, but the fundamentals of the game were the biggest deals, and those were things that like you did wrong that wasn't even related to the death there, like right, like the spraying, the having people in the call, the game plan. Yeah. That is all. That's all I have to offer. Is there anything you have a question about?
Not really. You explained everything good.
All right, cool, awesome. Well, I appreciate you sending the gameplay in. That was definitely perfect.
Thank you to you for like sitting in here and like teaching me.
Of course, bro. Yeah, wish you the best of luck. And if you have more footage in the future, I'm probably gonna do this again. So definitely just
let me know for sure. I record all my stuff because yeah, I just like posting stuff, so I try to record all my things. So just let me know anytime you're posting a video.